pens. Okay, then suppose I wrote either like this or I wrote like this. Okay, so what I am saying, the person who called as an X, he or C having 5 pens, right? I want to indicate this, so I wrote like this. Suppose there is a Y person, there is a person called as a Y, he or C having another number of pen, right? So suppose to be an 2, okay, or else this is or symbol, this is or, either you can write this or write this. So if I am writing this, I am writing that this person X, this person called as an X, having a pen, 5 pens or 2 pens, right? But suppose a person having pen and pencils, right? Suppose this person having pen as well as pencils. Okay, pencils. Suppose he having a pencils as well, so then I can write that in a different way. Suppose X persons having pen and pencils of 5 pens and 3 pencils. Y person having supposed to be a already 2 pens are there and supposed to be a 1 pencil, right? So this indicates, first it indicates pen and second indicates pencil. Say I will write P dash. Okay, pen and pencils. So this informations I am writing in the form of some tabular, right? Suppose there is a person X called as person Y. So this is the pen and this is the pencil, right? So X person having 5 pens and 3 pencils, he having 2 pens and 1 pencil. So I try to put it in some forms, or I try to write it in some tabular forms, so that to get it is easy, right? So in the 18th century, Sylvester think that how we can, okay, Sylvester thought that, so we have to see, only before that they were using the this matrix theory for some geometries only, right? Some kind of geometries and other things they were using, but after that he saw there are so many different applications we can use this theory of the matrices, right? So till I didn't define what is meant by matrix, okay, just I'm telling you in general. So why we want this? Because this is a set of information I can write in a simple box. This set of information, see what information I am having. I am having the information that there were 2 persons are there were 2 different type of atoms are there, and their quantity is also with that. So this whole information I want to put in a simpler form, which I can easily store in my memory. Generally, if I will write just like that, and if I will write in a tabular form, so which form is easiest form to keep in our memory or to keep in our mind? So this is the easiest form, right? So suppose now you have only 2 persons and 2 atoms, but you may find the different situation in a world or in a physical phenomena or in a practice. There will be number of persons will be there, number of atoms will be there, and with respect to these 2, there will have huge data. Suppose if you have a company called A, right? Suppose you have a company A, and in this A company you are having 1,000 employers, right? And suppose these are the manpower, I am calling it as a manpower, right? And suppose you have 200 machines, right? 200 machine units, right? And these 1000 manpower is working on these 200 machines. Now I have to check the efficiency of each person's, right? If I'm interested to see the efficiency of machine as well as efficiency of person, so how I can do that? So in this way, so what I can do that I can write this information in the form of the equation or in the form of the such a kind of tables, and that information now, if you can see this much of manpower is there, this much of machines are there, means there are huge data is there. That huge data I can store in a simple form of called as a block. I say time big as a block A, right? So if you can see, you have the huge industries, right? In a huge industry, there are so many things will be there, not a single thing. So all these things, if I want to store in a memory, and if I want to analyze, and if I am interested to see either whatever things were going on, are they going in a right way? Are it working efficiently, optimally or not? Right? So to understand that, I will require some mathematics that is called as a matrix. That is called as a matrix. Means what will happen? M machines are there, N manpowers are there. Means what will happen? I will use the variables and I will write for each and every person in combination of some of the machines. I will write then equations, right? I will write a equation and I will try to find out these equations and I will try to solve these equations. The solution of this equation is nothing but solution of my original problem, right? So whenever, if you can see today, if you can go in any industries, there will have some department called as a QC department, quality control department. What they will do, they will have such a huge informations, so they will write this information in a matrix form, right? And they will solve this matrix for particular variables and they will get the answers. Suppose you have an industry located at Mumbai, right? And suppose you are producing some kind of products, supposed to be chocolates, supposed to be cold drinks, right? And you want to distribute these products to your customers, right? Means those who are having your agent or agencies, right? From Mumbai, suppose I have to go to Delhi, so there will be have the different customers on the line, off the line, or in different directions, right? So I have to choose such a path. I have to choose such a path. My product should reach to my customers in less time and in a less path, in minimum distance, right? So how I can do that? So to design this, we call it as a transportation problem. This transportation problem again will fall under the category of the matrix, right? Suppose you have the workers, 5 workers are there in your company and there are 3 machines are there in your company, right? So you want to assign them some works on every person on each machine, but you know that as per the labor law, nobody can work more than 8 hours, right? Then how would the duty you will assign to these 5 persons on 3 machines, right? That we call as an assignment problem. That is also based on the matrix, right? So, first I said a transportation problem. Second I said assignment problem. So for understanding all such a problems, the matrix will have. For example, what will happen? So now I will move to the another kind of system of linear equations. You know the linear equation, right? You know the linear equation. Suppose this is my linear equation, ax plus b1y is equals to some c1, and say a2x plus b2y is equals to c2. Right? So this kind of equation are there, right? These are the, how many unknowns are there here? How many unknowns are there?
6 in total.
Unknowns.
A1, B1, C1 and A2, B2, C2. So 6 unknowns.
Oh, sorry. These A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2 are constants. Are constants.
Sir, you were
They are
talking
known.
about variables.
Yeah.
X and
So,
Y. X and Y.
Yeah, there are two variables. Means unknown. Variable is nothing but unknown. We don't know the value of x and y. We want to find x and y in such a way that if I will put the value of an x and y, it should satisfy and its value should come as a C1. Isn't it? That is the meaning of this. Sometimes we call it as a constraint equations. It will give the relation between two variables, say x and y, with combination of some constants, and will frame the equation. That equation we call as a constraint equation because x and y are the constraint on this, right? X and y are the constraints. So that sometimes we call it as constraints equation. Now what is this? This is a simultaneous linear equations because these are the two equations in x and y. That's why what we call it as a simultaneous linear equations. Is it correct? Now
Yes,
I
sir.
want to find the values of x and y. Okay, or else if you feeling it is little complicated, I will write simple equation. X plus 2y is equals to supposed to be a 3. 2x minus y and supposed to be a 4. Right. So now I'm interested to find the solution of these two simultaneous linear equations. Why we call it as simultaneous? Because this dependency of this equation is along with this. These are the combination of two variables x and y together with two equations. That's why we call it as simultaneous equation. If it would have been like this, only one equation, we call it as just a linear equation, right? But there are two equations, two or more than two equations will be there. Then we will call it as a simultaneous linear equation. Then I'm interested to find the solution of this, right? So one method, you know that, right? How we can find the solution of these equations?
Sir, we'll have to make either x or y equal and then solve it for the
Correct.
other one.
Right. Suppose you will tell me, sir, you can multiply this equation by 2. Add these two equations, you will get the x. Correct. Multiply second equation by 2. Add these two equations, you will get the value of x. Correct. So you can do because there are only two variables, right? Suppose the variables are like this: x plus y plus z is equals to 3. Right. Another equation, x minus 3y plus z is equals to 4. X plus 4y plus, there will not be any z. Okay, let it be z. 2z is equals to 6. Now how you will solve? Again what you will do? Again first you will try to cancel one variable and convert these three equations in two variables. Then after two variables again you will use this procedure and try to find the first variable. So how complicated it is, right? Rather than doing this, simply we can convert these equations in matrix forms and we can solve, right? So in this way, the usefulness of matrix will be increased. So what is the matrix? Matrix is a rectangular array having rows and columns, or a rectangular array having horizontal lines and vertical lines is nothing but a matrix. It is nothing but a matrix. Generally, it is denoted by, generally I will Again, I will come to these equations. Generally, the matrix is denoted by the symbol either by this bracket or this rectangle bracket, right? So this is a rectangular arrangement of horizontal lines and vertical lines, right? Suppose A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, H, I. Okay. Similarly, here you can write also. There is a, this is also possible, right? So either you can write in this form or these notations. There is no problem. Both having the same meaning. So this is called as a rectangular array having horizontal lines called as a row, vertical lines are called as a column. This arrangement we are calling as a matrix, right? So these lines, those are vertical lines, we are calling it is column, right? And these horizontal lines are we calling as row. Those who are from non-mathematics background, they got the idea what does it mean by the matrix. Please respond from non-mathematics background. Yes.
Little, sir.
Yeah, it will slowly it will come. If you want, we'll take extra classes for non-mathematics background students. Okay.
That
Don't
would be
worry.
great, sir.
Huh?
That would be great, sir.
Yeah, surely I will do that. Don't worry. So this kind of arrangements we are calling as a matrix. This kind of arrangements of any information we are calling as matrix. Which just I gave an example that there were two persons, X and Y. They having two atoms, pen and pencils, right? Right. So X person is there, Y person is there. He having pen or pencil, he or she, you can take any name, 4, 5. So I can write this same information in a matrix form. I can write same information in a matrix form. 1 minute, please. Right. So informations we can store it in the form of matrix. Somebody can say that why you store the information in a matrix, right? Because we are having some softwares. We can use these softwares and we can use this world problems. We will discuss some of the real world problem, how we can use this matrix in our real world problem and how we can do that. Because if you can go and see there are so many softwares are there, all are, sorry,
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Aditya.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I have I got an internet problem, so I came outside and I'm talking from my mobile. So I don't know how much time it will take. So how we can do that now? Hello, Aditya.
So maybe we can wait for the current to come back, sir. That's my humble suggestion.
But how much time you will wait? That's I'm asking. Can you wait for another 10-15 minutes?
For me, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we will wait up to 3:25. Then we'll decide either I can take a class or not. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your cooperation.
Okay, sir.
त्यांना फक्त एक माहिती द्यावं लागेल ना.
So I made you as an host, okay?
Yeah, all are here.
Yes, sir.
Aditya.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let us start. Sorry for inconvenience. So now we are in virtual mode. We have to bear all these difficulties, all these problems, issue will face. We have to face. Okay, and in addition to that, since the last 3-4 days, Maharashtra and where I am, we are sitting. So in that place there is heavy rain is there, and that's why these problems are coming. So sorry for inconvenience again. So let's start where we were on that place. So I was telling that this is the representation of matrix. We call this information, this data or this setting or this arrangement we are calling as a matrix. Okay. Then I have given the different examples, like I want to store some information. Yeah, I was explaining why we want to have a matrix, because if we have a huge data, then that huge data you can store in by using this arrangement, and you can give a name, particular name to these arrangements, right? So like generally we denote these arrangements or this matrix denoted by any alphabets, say A, B, C, D, any capital alphabets generally we use to denote these matrices, right? These matrices. So we have then, now if we can see in first example, if you can see how many entries are there, 1, 2, 3, 4. So these all 4 entries I can store on the name of this A. So this whole information I can store under the name B. So if you can see, there are 9 elements, 9 information is there, different, right? So this information I can store in a single name called as a B. So for storage of all such a huge data, we can use a matrix, right? So you might have been here, the different softwares are existed nowadays in world, like called as a MATLAB, right? MATLAB is such a software that's long form is matrix laboratories. Means whatever you can save, you have to store that information in the form of the matrix, right? So that's why matrix has a very important role, or it plays very important role to store the informations, right? Sometimes you that is again, this all the information they will use in artificial intelligence. Now you might have been seen this. You suppose if you went in Amazon, right? And suppose if you will click on some product, suppose now sale is coming on or sale is going on, so you will just want to buy a cell phone. So what you will do, you will go click on that, you will check the specifications and all these things, and you thought that, oh, this is not what I want, so you will left that and you will come back where? In your other social medias like Facebook, right? Or any other, Instagram. I think in Instagram will not come, but in Facebook. Then you, while checking your timelines, if you are in your timeline, then you may, inside you will get the advertisement, please buy Samsung M31, please buy, this is offer, 50% is off. How this message is coming, how this message is following you, right? So for all these things, background of these all these things, we use matrix or all this theoretical background of mathematics that we called in general, we called it as an artificial intelligence, right? So matrix is very powerful tool for solving the problems, right? So that's why the Sylvester developed so many different kinds of methods in a mathematics based on the matrix, So then how we define the matrix is called as a rectangular array involving horizontal lines called as a row, vertical lines called as a column. Okay. So this is the definition of the matrix, and generally the representation of this matrix are like this. These are the examples of matrix. I will give a few more examples like 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So another matrix called as like this, 1, 2. Another matrix called as in E can be denoted as 1 and 3. So these are the different examples, or else I can denote this matrix. So these all are the examples of the matrices. Okay, is it clear? What does it mean by matrix? What is the usefulness of the matrix? Okay, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
Yes, sir.
I will write in general form of the matrix, don't need to be scared about it. Just this is a representation of the matrix. This is called as general representation of the matrix. So I will write that general form of the representation of the matrix. So it will be like this: A11. Is it visible? A12.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yeah, A13. So on A1. Yeah. A21, A22, A23, so on A2 young. Or you can take M by N, M rows. Okay, and N rows. Yeah, I will write here N time being because I would require this. So on there we have AM1, AM2, AM3, so on AMN. Okay, this is called as a general representation of matrix. This is very general representation of the matrix. More general, more and more general representation of matrix. So I said these lines, these horizontal lines, we are calling as rows. We are calling as rows. So how many rows are here? How many rows are here?
M.
Huh?
M rows.
M.
Yeah, M rows. So generally I will write here M cross. How many columns are there? These are the columns. These are the columns, vertical
columns.
lines. How many?
N.
N. So this is the general matrix having M rows and N columns. This is a form how we can write the dimension. We call it as a dimension or order. I will define again separately what does it mean by order. That's why I don't want to use that word. That's why how we can represent this whole matrix. This is the general representation. So what this first number indicates? What this first number indicates? This is row, position of this element in a row. And what does this second elements of each, what it represents? It represents the position of the column. Means what? Suppose if I take this element, so what is the position? This element is in the position of second row, third column. What is the position of this element? Each entry we call it as an element. Each entry in this matrix we call it as an element. So first indices says the position of the row, while second indices shows the represents the position of the column. So suppose if I can write A is equals to this whole matrix, I can write in very simpler form and in very small representation. I can write A is equals to Aij. Means what? I row and j columns, and I will write just here I is equals to 1, 2, so on. I means rows. How many rows are there? There are m rows. How many columns are there? There are n columns. So I can write this as m cross n. So this is the simpler form of writing of this big matrix in a short form. A is equals to Aij, where I represents the position of ith position of that element and jth position in column of that particular element. So this is the representation of that. So is it clear? The general representation of the matrix. Is it clear? So if you can see this matrix A, this much of big matrix, I can write it in short form. A is equals to Aij. So I is varying from A1 to M means there are M rows. J is varying from 1 to so up to N means there are N columns. So generally we will define the order of the matrix. Order of the matrix is nothing but number of rows into number of columns. What is the order of the matrix? Order of the matrix is nothing but number of rows into number of columns. Number of columns. Right? Suppose if I am writing now the order of this matrix is nothing but M rows, N columns. If I can write the matrix this A as 1, 2, 3, 4. So what is the order of this matrix? How many rows and how many columns are there?
2 rows, 2
2 rows
columns.
and 2 columns.
Right.
2 into 2.
Columns. So can I remove these things? Suppose my another matrix B is called as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what is the order of this? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What is the order of this matrix? What is the order of this matrix? So D is another matrix called as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what is the order of this matrix? What is the order of this matrix? How many rows and how many columns are there?
2 into 3.
2 into 3.
3
Yeah.
into 3.
3 into 3.
3 into 3.
3.
Yeah.
3
3
into
into
2.
2.
Right. So this is nothing but the order of the matrix. Sometimes we call it as a dimension of the particular matrix. Right. That is in mathematics where we will go in a vector analysis and all these things. There you will use this kind of notations and this kind of wordings called as dimensions. Right. So we'll not go that. Just we'll keep in mind that this is nothing but the order of the matrix. I think definition of the order is clear. Now I will define the another definition called as row matrix. Called a row matrix. What is a row matrix? Yeah, please.
Consisting of only matrices in a row form.
Okay.
One
A
single row. One single row.
Correct. A matrix A is said to be a row matrix if it having a single row. Right. So for example, A is nothing but 1, 2, 3. What is the order of this matrix? 1 into 3. Right. So if, or sometimes we call it as an array, single array, or you call it as a vector A. Right. So these are the different nomenclature sometimes we use this. So similarly, we will use, we'll define the another matrix called as a column matrix. A matrix A is said to be a column matrix if the matrix having a single column. Right? Suppose it is in the form of 1, 2, 3. Is it clear? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So order is there, row, column. So somebody can tell me the next square matrix. Square matrix.
The
When we can-
number of rows and columns are equal.
Huh?
The number of rows and columns are equal.
Yeah. A matrix A is said to be a square matrix if number of rows is same as number of columns. Right? If both number and columns are the same, then you can say a row matrix. Can you tell me, I gave you different examples are there. So can anybody tell me that there are square matrix are there or not? How many square matrix you can observe on the board?
2.
3.
2.
Tell me which are the examples for this particular.
Sir,
type
A
of
and
A and
C are
C.
square. A and C are square matrices.
And C.
F and C, right? So because here our rows are same, columns are same. Here rows are same, column are same. Here also same, right? So if the matrix is like this, then you can call it as a row matrix. Sorry, square matrix. Let's move to the next type of the matrix. Can anybody tell me that which will be the next matrix?
Identity matrix.
Diagonal matrix.
Okay, diagonal matrix. How we can define a diagonal matrix?
Uh,
A matrix.
in a
What do you
square
call that?
matrices, if the in a square matrices, the diagonal numbers on a diagonal line will be similar, will be same.
Okay.
And the others will be 0, except
Yes,
the
sir.
diagonal numbers.
Yes, sir.
Correct?
And the diagonal number will be one, I guess.
Really? Yeah.
No, sir, it can be any number.
Okay. So which is the correct then? First statement or second statement? A square matrix is said to be
Because it can be it can be written like if two in the diagonal representation, two is the number which is in the diagonal form, then we can take two constant, and then in the matrices it will be left 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1.
what we call that particular matrix? What you are saying just now?
I think it's identity.
Yeah. Okay. We will go later on to the identity matrix. A diagonal matrix is a square matrix. A is said to be a diagonal matrix if all the diagonal elements. What does it mean by diagonal? Suppose this is your matrix general A, B, C, D, E, F. Otherwise, it's better if I can write in another form. You may feel it is good. A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, A31, A32, and A33. Right. So diagonal means what? This diagonal, right? So the elements having this entry, the indices are the same position. It's A11, A22, A33, and so on. Both the positions are same, right? Both the numbers are the same. So these elements we call it as a diagonal elements, right? Then when we call it as a diagonal matrix, a square matrix, first condition is what? It should be a square matrix. A square matrix A is said to be a diagonal if all the diagonal elements should be same, any constant, all the diagonal elements should be same, and the rest of the elements should be 0. Rest of the element should be 0, right? For example, suppose I can write a matrix like this: 2 0 0 0 2 0 0 0 2, right? This we call as a diagonal matrix. Same definition we can write in another form. A is equals to, generally you will write Aij, right? This is which we wrote. So this is like this. How? You want all the diagonal elements should be same. Suppose it is constant k if I is equals to j, rest otherwise it should be a 0 if your I is not equals to j. Means what? Here I and j are same, so it is a constant, means supposed to be a 2. What is the element here? I is 1, j is 2, means 1 is not equals to 2, so it should be a 0. So in general we are defining the diagonal matrix in this way. Okay, is it clear? So what will be the next matrix? Let's go identity matrix. Already she's told that when we can say it is identity matrix. If I am audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
If the diagonals are 1.
Yeah.
Like the,
If all the diagonals are 1, because unit or identity matrix. So for a 2 cross 2, like 1 0 0 1. For 3 cross 3, 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. Right. So these are the example of the identity matrix. Can identity matrix is a diagonal matrix?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Reverse. Can every identity matrix will be a diagonal matrix?
Yes.
Every diagonal matrix can be identity matrix?
No.
no.
Yeah. This converse is not true. Converse is not true. Okay, let us move to the another kind of matrix. Diagonal matrix is there. Okay. I said the same or a different? I think let me check. I did some mistake or not. Yeah, I have did little mistake. I'm feeling. So anybody can correct me what I did mistake? So what I gave
Sir,
this.
diagonal matrix.
Huh?
Sir, diagonal matrix.
Yeah.
Sir, the diagonal numbers, I think the diagonal numbers do not need to be identical.
Correct. This is the definition of scalar matrix, right? It is a scalar. Means all should be same. In a diagonal matrix, what will happen? It should not be zero. Diagonal elements should not be zero. So here we can write it as it is a non-zero. Here you can correct any number if I is equals to j. Any number. It is you can write any number here which should not be a zero. So the examples of the diagonal elements, diagonal matrix is like a 2 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 3, right? So only the condition is that diagonal elements should not be zero. And what I said, this is about the scalar matrix. So sorry for the this wrong information, but now it is clear. Now it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So diagonal scalar means now I will tell just few more statements. You can tell me. Every scalar matrix will be diagonal matrix.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Every diagonal matrix will be a scalar matrix.
No, sir.
Okay. Every identity matrix is a scalar matrix.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Every identity matrix is a diagonal matrix.
No.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Because identity is every identity matrix will be scalar or every identity matrix will be diagonal, right? Converse is not true, right? Converse is not true. Is it clear? Or else if you want some more examples, those who are from non-mathematics background, they can stop me and ask. So let me go to the next matrix called as an. Anybody can tell? Huh?
Sir, can you explain once more the scalar one?
You okay?
Scalar.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. I will make now 3.
Sir, scalar matrix can also be represented in the form of identity. Like if we take out the 2, then it will be represented as 1 0 0.
You have to make some operation on it.
Yes.
Correct. You have to make some operation on it. Either you can say that take out the whole 2 outside, or you can say that divide each row by 2, it will convert into identity matrix, right?
Yes.
So you have
So
to
it can be represented.
it can. We are making a general statement. We can making a general statement, right? So in that case, it won't be valid. Somebody having a doubt. So 3 definitions we have seen. One is called as a diagonal, another is called as a scalar, and third is called as an identity matrix. Identity. Okay. So now what will happen? Suppose this is your general representation. A11, 0, 0 in all the cases, 0, A22, 0, 0, 0, A33. So this is a general matrix, right? So when we can say this particular matrix is A to be a diagonal matrix, if all the diagonals should not be 0, not all necessarily. Okay, no idea, bro. Okay.
Nothing, sir. It's a mistake.
Right. So this diagonal element should not be 0 and rest of the elements should be 0. Then we can say that this kind of matrices is to be a diagonal matrix. What will happen in a scalar? In a scalar, all the diagonal elements should be same. Means your A11 is same to be as an 8, A22 is same to be an A33. And first condition is as it is. And rest of the elements should be 0. If your if I different from j should be 0 here itself. Here I different from j, it should be a 0. This condition will be carried here itself. But what is the difference between this? Here in the diagonal, it is not necessary that all should be same. All should be same. It is not requirement of this diagonal matrix. But in the scalar matrix, there is a requirement that your all the diagonals should be same. So what is happening in identity matrix? Your all these diagonals A11 is equals to A22 is equals to A33 should be 1, and this will be carried forward. I different from j should be 0. Alright. So what are the example of these? Supposed to be, this is the general I gave. So suppose here will be 2 0 0 0 3 0 0 0 1. So this is a diagonal because diagonal elements are non-zero elements and rest are the 0 elements, right? So what will be here? Here we require all the diagonals should be same. All the diagonals should be same, right? So here what we require? We require one more condition. Here it is not visible, na? So I can remove this part now. This is not anymore. Right. Here we adding one more conditions. We want all the diagonals should be a unit elements, means 1. We want 1. Is it clear now? If once you will get the what is the difference, then it will be clear. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So can we move to the next type of the matrix? These all are the different types of the matrices. If you needed the break, let me know. You stop me there itself. Okay. So what is the next type of the matrix? Anybody can tell me? Can recall anybody what they have studied in their 11th and 12th? Null matrix. What does it mean by null matrix? It is a null. Null means 0. 0 matrix means what will happen? All the entity will be 0. Right? All the entity will be 0. Right? So this kind of matrix will be called as a null matrices. Is it clear? So let us move to the another kind of matrix called as a symmetric matrix. Called as a symmetric matrix. Symmetric matrix. Can anybody tell me what is the symmetric matrix? Can anyone will give me any hint for the identity symmetric matrix?
Square matrix, sir.
Symmetric matrix
So A equal to A inverse, I guess. I forgot.
equals to A inverse.
Symmetric matrix is square matrix equal to its transpose.
But before that, we should know the transpose. Let me define the transpose first. Okay, thank you. So let me define first transpose. Okay, thank you. Can you tell me what is the transpose matrix? Transpose matrix. Okay, it is a matrix. Generally, we denote the notation of this matrix. This like A. On top of A is T. Sometimes we say A dash. Right. So these are the different notations. Generally, we use for the transpose matrix. Okay. Any matrix A, if we change rows into columns or columns into rows, we call it as a transpose. Right, by the interchanging rows and columns. Suppose a matrix A is like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. So what is the transpose of these? We will change rows into columns, columns into rows, and we denote the notation like this. So what will happen? My first row will come first column, means like this. My second row will convert it into second column, 3, 4. So this process we call as a transpose of the matrix by interchanging rows into columns, columns into rows, either you change rows into column or columns into rows is the same. Suppose the another example be like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? Suppose this matrix is there. So if you want to transpose of this, now you can check how it will be changed. First row will convert it into, first column will convert it into first row. So 1, 3, 5. And second column will convert it into second row, 2, 4, 6. What was the order here? How many rows? 3 rows, 2 columns. So what happened here? 2 rows, 3 column. So in transpose, there is chances of changing the order. It is based on what kind of order. If it is a square matrix, no problem, the order remains same. But if it is a not square matrix, the order of the matrix will be changed. Rows will be converted into columns. See here, the rows is converted into columns, and columns is converted into number of the rows. That process we call it as a transpose matrix. Thank you. So she said that if A and its transpose is the same, then we call it as a symmetric matrix. Means A is equals to A transpose. Right? If this condition is satisfying, then that particular matrix we call as a transpose matrix. Symmetric matrix. So in general, what is this? A is equals to Aij, right? Aij same as Aj. If this condition is satisfying, Aij is equals to Aj. If this condition is satisfying, then that particular matrix we call as a symmetric matrix. For example, let me first write A, B, C. Okay, so this is a in general example of the symmetric matrix. Keep aside the diagonals. Keep aside the diagonals. Okay, because if you change their entities, there will not be change. Means A11, if you change the row by column and column by row, there will not be change in their positions. But suppose if I take this position, what is the position of this element? This element, can anybody tell me? It is first row, second column. First row, second column is H. It should be same as changing by rows and column, means A21. A21 means which position? Second row, first column. Is it there? Is it the same element? This triangle, same. Okay, what is the position of this element? A13, is G, it should be same as A31. Is it there? Yes. So I will make it is square, right? And what is the remainder one? This one. I will make circle of this. So what is the position of this element? Is it visible or not? You people are not telling me it is visible or not visible. Okay.
It's visible.
So what is the position of this element? This is in second row, third column. Is F. It should be same as A32. Is it there? Third column, third row, second column. Yes. So this is the example of symmetric matrix. If Aij is same as Aj, right? That kind of matrix, we call it as a symmetric matrix. How to remember this matrix? How to remember? Anyone have any tricks? If you can remember one sentence, you can remember this matrix. A heighted girl having beautiful face going fast college. If you write first word each, you can write that matrix and remember it. Okay. A heighted girl having beautiful face going fast college. Right. So if this kind of matrix is there, then you call it as a symmetric matrix. Another matrix is called as asymmetric matrix. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Yeah. Another matrix is called as asymmetric matrix. So I have to do one more example here. Now already this is okay. So can I remove this part?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Suppose I will give an example and I have to show that how it is. See here, say 1, 2, 3 and whatever this, if I am writing, it should, if it is 4, it should be a 4 here. And suppose it is a 5 and suppose to be it is 6, then this should become a 5 and this comes to be 6. Now if this is your E, right, this is your E. If I will take its transpose of this, as per our definition of the transpose, what is happening as per our definition of the transpose? First row we are writing in the first column. So it is 1, 4, 5, 4, 2, 6, 5, 6, 3. Okay. After changing its, after operating transpose on this, if you can check, both are the same. Means A is equals to A transpose. This condition is satisfied by this matrix. So we call this matrix is to be a symmetric matrix. Asymmetric matrix. Asymmetric. Check the spelling if it is I am wrong. So asymmetric matrix is when we can say that a square matrix is said to be an asymmetric matrix if A is equals to its minus A transpose or Aij is equals to minus Aj. Right. So if it is a 4, it should come here minus 4. If it is here 5 or here minus 5, so here plus 5. So here 6, here minus 6. if this is nothing but example of asymmetric matrix. So there are again so many different type of matrices are there called as an Hermitian matrix and all these things, but these are for the higher studies, so we will not go for this kind of matrix. Okay.
So,
Ah.
does it mean that only the minus sign will change into asymmetric?
Yeah.
So does it mean that? Yes. Okay, sir.
Sorry.
So I was asking like that. Only the minus sign will give the. Okay, sir.
Aij is equals to minus Aj. If that condition is satisfied, then you call it as an asymmetric matrix. Here is positive, then its next position should come. Aij is equals to minus Aji. So what is the position of this element? So it is supposed to be A1, 2. So it should be minus A2, 1. Then if this condition is satisfying, we call it as asymmetric matrix. Okay. Or you call it as an A transpose is equals to minus A. Okay. That is the same. So
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So another is called as a triangular matrix. Anybody can give me a quick hint, what does it mean by triangular matrix? Yes. So have you heard upper triangular, lower triangular, or triangular matrix? Okay. A matrix, it should be a square matrix. A square matrix A is said to be a triangular matrix, either below diagonal or above diagonal. All elements should be 0 in general, right? Suppose this is A, B, C. Either this part has to be 0 or this part has to be 0. If you are saying in triangular matrix, there are two types called as a lower triangular. Why we calling it triangular, that also I will explain. And another is called as an upper triangular. If a matrix is like this, a square matrix A is said to be a lower triangular matrix. Below all should be 0. Suppose this is a matrix, say A11, A22, A33. If you want to say lower triangular, so this all elements should be 0. This all element should be 0. Here there are A2, A12, A13, and here A23. Okay. So below all diagonal are 0. So it's called as a lower triangular. If it is upper triangular, below, above all, I am saying reverse. Let me check. Either upper 0 or either low, that is okay. If it is upper 0, then upper should not be non-zero, right? So this is upper triangular, because above triangular this should not be 0. Why we call it as a triangular? If you can see, this part forms a triangular, right? So above diagonals, all elements are non-zero, then it is upper triangular. And if below non-zero, then it is called as a lower triangular. Say A11, A22, A33. Here will be A21, A31, A32, and it is this position 0, this position 0, this position. Either you can take a triangle of this, either you can take triangle of this, or you can take a triangle of this. Okay, no problem. So if above diagonal this will be 0 and below are non-zero, then it's called as a lower triangular. This is called as an upper triangular. Either any one of this is called as a triangular matrix, right? So these are the different types of the matrices. Let me check what we have to see. Yeah, now next algebraic operation on the matrices. Up to how much we can take? What, Aditya?
420.
420, na? So we are having 20 minutes more. So I will take without break. So I will take 10 more minutes. Then we'll stop. Is it fine?
Yes,
Okay, sir.
Okay. Those who are non-mathematics students, you have to stop me if I am going little fast. Otherwise, I will take with this speed, and for you people, I can conduct some separate classes where, as on a doubt clearance, we'll schedule it and we'll take it. Is it fine?
yes, sir.
Yeah. So what are the basic operations what we used to do in our numbers? What are these operations?
Arithmetic, subtraction,
Yeah,
multiplication.
that is called as an algebra of the matrix. Algebra of matrix or matrices, right? Matrices. So addition of the two matrices. Can we add two matrices? Can we add two matrices? Suppose there is a matrix A and matrix B is there. Can we add these two matrices?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Are we require any? Okay, yeah, thank you. Now I will give an example. You have to tell me, can we add these two matrices? Suppose a matrix 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is there. So another matrix B is there. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Can I add these two matrices A plus B?
No, sir.
Then you said. So what condition should be there
The
on this?
condition 1 it should be that both the matrices should have the same number of columns and rows.
Yes, the order should be same. Okay. If there are two matrices A and B, if you want to add these two matrices A and B, the order of A has to be same as the order of B. Then and then addition will take place. Otherwise, we cannot add such a matrices. So that condition has to be important. Similarly for A minus B. But how we can do that addition? Addition we will do by component wise or element wise. Right? So addition of A plus B means what? We will add first element to first element, second element to second element, this element to this element, and this element to this element. So addition of A plus B is nothing but 1 plus 1. So this is 2 plus 2. This is 4 plus 3 and 5 plus 4. So this is the addition of the matrix A and B. So what is this? 2, 4, 7 and 9. This is the A plus B. Similarly, we can define subtraction of the two matrix. So there will be a matrix A and B having same order. Then subtraction of A minus B is denoted by A minus B, and we can subtract component wise, element wise, right? We can subtract element wise. Then what will be their subtraction? Their subtraction will be, this will be 0. This will be again 0. What will be this? 4 minus 3. 4 minus 3.
-1. Oh no, 1.
4 minus 3, 1.
1.
5 minus 4. So you will get this matrix, right? So this is, in this way we can define the subtraction of two matrices. Also we can we multiply two matrices?
Yes, sir.
Because whenever we are talking about the algebra of the matrices, so algebraic operations means there are 4 algebraic operations. 1, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and 4th is division, right? So now we added the two matrix. We cannot add any two matrix. Please keep in mind that we can add these two matrix whenever if their order will be same. We can subtract only those matrices whose order will be the same. For a multiplication and division, can we do division of two matrices?
Yes, sir.
Can we do division of two matrices?
Yes.
Who said yes? Sudipta, na?
Yes, sir.
You have to tell me how we can do the division of the two matrices. I will tell how we can do the multiplication of two matrices.
So I remember multiplication, but I don't remember division. Probably by the scalar quantity we can divide a matrices, but I think division of two matrices is not possible.
Whatever you said, that is called as an operation, elementary operation on the matrices, right? Division of the matrices till it is not defined correctly. There were some mathematician tries how to divide the two matrices till it is a like a question, or we call it as a conjecture. It is till date it is not defined how to divide two matrices. What should be their order? What kind of types of the matrices we can divide? So till date it is not anybody defined. Suppose if any one of you tries, and suppose if you will get the solution of this question, so again you may own some $1,000,000, $1,000,000 as an award in mathematics. There is, and special award you will get as an Gauss, because on the name of the Gauss, those who work in the theory of the matrices or development in the matrices, they are giving Gauss prize. It is some amount, I forgot it. And if you are in early age, so you may get as a field award, which is equal to Nobel award, because mathematics do not have a Nobel prize. So that's why we have Abel prize and field medals, right? If somebody can work and if they can find a division of the two matrices, they can get at minimum one, and there will be so many awards. Okay, so we'll stop here, and in next class I will define, because if I will try to put it multiplication of the two matrices, it will take a little time, because how to multiply 2 cross 2 matrices, how to multiply 3 cross 3 matrices, right, of order 2 matrices or order 3 matrices. So up to this, anyone have any problem, or it is not cleared in somewhere? If we can tell that, I can explain that. Otherwise I can conclude this session. So who is here? Can you give me your roll numbers, and or else what I can do? Already you have created one group.
Yes, sir. I already added it.
Yes, I have seen that. Okay, then I will send one Google form. Please fill it and give to me. Okay.
Sir, regarding?
regarding that will be basic roll numbers and all this information. Nothing else. So up to this, it is clear to everyone.
So if you want, I can give the name and roll number of all the students. I can mail you.
But I need one more information in that same, how many students are from mathematics background and how many students are from non-mathematics background. That one more picture I want. If you could do that also, then it is great help for me.
Okay, so then I will make the Google form and send you.
Yeah, that's fine. You circulate it and just give me that final Excel data file.
Yes, sir. I will mail you.
Yeah, okay. So your statistics for social science first is over.
So can you repeat it?
So we don't have statistics now.
Statistics. We don't have
For
statistics.
social science, no, I think it might be in next semester. Sorry.
No, it's in next semester.
Yeah, 4th and 5th semester it is. So you are in 3rd semester. Okay. So I will stop here. So we'll meet in next class. So
So,
yes.
sir, so yes, I have a question. Like, so the previous work that you gave, like I didn't take like 11, 12 as maths. So
Okay.
someone suggested that before going that I have to see sets also. Like it is in NCERT book, it's in chapter 2nd, equation 1. So, sir, can you also explain a brief about sets like in the
Yeah.
extra class?
Sure. You tell me when all of you are free, and you should tell me the time and date and day. In that day, I will explain again each and everything from the set.
Okay, sir. Thank you,
Uh,
sir.
I went little fast because what will happen? Those who came from a mathematics background, they will feel bored and repeated. That's why I'm asking again and again same question. How many of you are from mathematics background and how many are from a non-mathematics background? So that's why, because they will think that it is everything they done. I also can't do anything with that because it is a syllabus. I have to teach, right? But I will try to give them different inputs. Let's me finish this activity, then I will go with some applied problems which will come from the economics, right? So if you know this now, anyhow, from this matrix we are moving to the system of linear equations. For that system of linear equation, one economist called as Leonard or Leonard, I forgot the name. He received a Nobel Prize of the Economics in 1972 or in 1917, because he studied this system of linear equations and he framed some equations. I will explain at that point of time again. And if you could give me this list of how many are from mathematics background and how many are from non-mathematics background, so I will design little different things for them. Interested people are both will be there, but if they want, I may go little ahead for their requirements. Or suppose from you people there may be somebody is interested to do special economics as an honor MA in economics, or somebody is interested to go in a Delhi economic school or London economic schools, like that. So for that, I'm thinking to help you people for in that directions.